Hello and welcome to another episode of Hooks and Dice. I'm Leela Croca. Most of the snow is melted. Yay! Of course, I probably just jinxed myself. Yeah. They said there was supposed to be snow this week. Who knows if we'll see it. It's been bright and sunny, so here's hoping, knock on wood and all that jazz, that we won't have any more snow. It is February after all. Here's hoping. So, new people keep signing on as members to Quincy Hooks and Dice, but only one person has contacted me other than the one who quit the group. She asked about the club but hasn't agreed to meet anywhere, so unless someone else takes up the mantle, the club will be dead in March. Yeah, it's sad, but I'm not going to shell out another $70 for nobody to want to do anything, and the whole point of forming the group was to make new friends, and just hasn't happened. It's one of those things. I broke down finally and bought a different color of yarn. It's this blue, pink, and purple number that actually looks really nice with the current colors. It doesn't on camera, but it does in person. I really can't stand how this camera can't capture the colors right. Anyway, when I rolled it up, it didn't look much bigger than the current ball of yarn. I'm not happy. I thought that it would be much bigger and therefore save me the trouble of being stuck again, which I am. Do I hope and pray I have enough of the original rainbow to make it through the whole blanket, or do I switch colors now? There are 3 rows on each side of what I have now that need doing, and I could switch colors now to a good effect, but it would be silly to have this ball of yarn left in the color bikini that isn't enough for a single project. And on the other hand, I could decide to run with bikini only to run out at a crucial point. So the blanket would look wonky. I'm going to decide after I finish the 5th row. I'm on, I'd say I have another 3/4 of the 5th row left. And then I move on to the next row. So, you know, it would be a nice striped look. It would definitely look on purpose because of how many rows are left. It's just a tough decision. You guys are welcome to share your input on what you think, whether I should continue with the old rainbow or start with the new rainbow. I'm running low on the orange, so I'm thinking about adding this green. I think the green looks nice with this color, which will look nice with the yellow, of course. And the pink, yeah, the pink will look good with the green too. Because I've got plenty of the pink and I've got plenty of the yellow. It's the orange that I'm running out on now, and I've got less orange than I do of the rainbow. So whatever I decide, I have to decide it fast. I talked to my fiance about how he thinks my game is running on Fridays, and he feels like they're squirreling a bit too much during the campaign. That is to say, they're on one mission and they get distracted from it and then get distracted from that. Kind of how he plays Fallout 4. Of course, it all makes sense to me because I can see the end game, but I think my players are starting to feel like they aren't making any headway, and I'm not sure what to do about this. If you don't play in my campaign, you'd be interested in help advising me. That I'm welcome, new opinions, trying to figure out how to get this game going in I don't quite know how to say it, a way in such that it makes a little more sense to my players, I guess. I've decided to bring the yarn that I have with me to Norway. It would be a real shame to just throw it all out. I've got two boxes and a bag full of yarn. I know that's not a very big stash, but I do try to keep it under control so that I don't just have this massive stash of yarn that will take me years to get through. There are several small balls of yarn that are too small for an individual project, and I'm just going to make a sort of patchwork blanket from them, something to use while sitting on the couch and crocheting. Granny squares are probably the best idea because I can make as many granny squares as I can get out of a ball of yarn and then just patch it all together later in some kind of a pretty pattern. So yeah, and then of course I do have the bigger balls of yarn that can be used in other projects, making My Little Ponies and Hello Kitties and things like that. We've lost another player on our Monday game. That game has the highest rate of turnover I've seen in any of the games that I play. There are only 2 of us left from the original group, not counting the DM, my fiance. It'll be interesting to see if we finish up the campaign and who is left with us if we do. I say if because if more people keep dropping out, we're not going to have enough players to make it a game. I hope that our players that we still have will stick with us to the end, but it's never been a really cohesive group. Everyone's still kind of been every man for himself. We haven't really had a team. Well, I mean, we'll get together and work as a team during fights and things like that, but it's still very much, okay, this is you, this is me, you guys do your own thing, as long as it's something that goes along with what the group has agreed to do together as a group. So it's hard to make a group stick together when the players switch up on us every couple of months and none of us seem interested in forming alliances, really. I told my fiance he's probably going to have to buy stock in yarn. When his mother and I get together, we're going to be working up a lot of projects, but we'll be doing other things as well. She has porcelain for me to paint with her, and we can cross stitch. And of course, the big one, we're going to work on my wedding dress together. It's going to be great. I won't be able to show the progress on the wedding dress because my fiance watches the vlog, but I'll definitely show off the dress after the wedding. You know, I'll probably have someone hold the camera so you can guys see me wearing the wedding dress. It'll be pretty nice. I'm Frankenstein kind of Frankendressing. I don't know how you would say it, but I'm taking one piece from one pattern and one piece from another pattern and one from yet another pattern and putting them all together to make a dress that I have this vision in my head of how it's going to be, and I'm going to sketch it out and see how it looks all together and then work on sewing it together from there. I have 2 plans in mind for the dress. One of which it'll just be 2 pieces Franken-stitched together and then a cape. Otherwise, it'll be just the dress with a hood. I can tell him that much because he can't see it yet. So, John's character in Wednesday's game has died for the final time. He's died more times than I can count. I can't remember how many times he's died. He's playing his character's sister now, and not all of our characters trust her. It'll be interesting to see how the group's dynamic changes with this new character in our midst. My character is a trust now, ask questions later kind of person, so she doesn't have any alarms going off in her head. But if this bad guy, or if this character turns into a bad guy, she's going to have words for her. Well, more than words. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.